going to be fixed in 1844, 2300 days, but they were actually, the sanctuary was actually destroyed before it started.
The 2300 starts, is it 457?
It's well, that's when we're supposed to count from, but that's not when it was destroyed. It was destroyed way back here, and Daniel's saying, when is it going to be fixed? And he says, well, from this date, 2300 days, then it'll be fixed. But that's exactly from the day it was ripped, from when it was broken to the time it was cleansed, is exactly 2,520 years.
No, but I mean the 2300.
That's what I'm saying. The 2300 was God said, from the restoring of Jerusalem, which was in 457, count 2300 days. So you count 2300 days, and it takes you to 1844, right? But the question here isn't when did it begin to be unclean.
Daniel's
it was
question?
unclean back here when the Babylonians destroyed it.
You're saying the question that Daniel asked? Is that what
Daniel asked, how long until the sanctuary is cleansed?
Okay.
And God says, when you find the date when the Jerusalem is restored, then count 2300 days, and it'll take you to the date you're looking for. That's when it will be cleansed or restored.
No, with the 2520, it's just so much clearer.
But his
you
question,
understand all the
it is.
beginnings and the.
It is.
Makes it more
Now watch this. Let me see that chart, please. So, all of God's prophecies are on this chart, okay? Of Daniel and Revelation. We have the 1335, the 1290, the 1260. We have all these dates, right? And all these prophecies. And then up in 1843, and it really means 1844. But all the prophecies that are in the Bible on time are on this chart. Now, but notice that means that they fit in this time period. Now, this chart starts at the top at 677, right, with Babylon? And we go down to the bottom of the chart, and where's the bottom of the chart end? 1843, which is actually 1844. So from here to here is exactly 2520. The chart is a giant, and what is 2520? It's 7 times, right? So it's actually a 7, and God's number is 7. Like, He created the earth in 6 days, and the rest of the 7th. We're going to have the mark of the beast test that's on the 7th day. We have 7 churches, 7. Everything is 7. So why would we as a church say that we don't believe in 7, but we believe in half of 7? We believe in the 1260. So the 70 on this church is going around with 1260 all day long. They accept the times, and half time, but they don't want to accept the other half of the 7 that makes up the whole 7. So, but see this border here? This border is the edges of God's perfect time prophetic masterpiece, which is like, if I, like, you know, for whoever did the Mona Lisa was like, that was his claim to fame. This is God's claim to fame. This is God's perfect masterpiece of history and time with His Christ right in the middle, and it's all the enemies. See, this whole side right here is Daniel. This whole side right here is Revelation. And God's people are in the middle being attacked by these beasts and stuff. Now, if you'll notice, here's pagan Rome represented as a beast with 10 horns, right? Mm-hmm. Well, here are pagan Rome, it's a dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, over here, we have a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, and the woman sitting on a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. But what are the heads? What are these heads? Those heads. Now watch, Daniel and Revelation are the same book. So, if it's in Daniel, it's in Revelation. So where's the lion in Revelation? Well, it's here. You got the head of a lion, body of a bear, of a leopard, feet of the bear. But there's more to it so where's in the Medo-Persians and Greece and Rome, but you have, if you look at the beast, you have 1 head, 2 head, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with 10 horns. So this is 7 heads and 10 horns with crowns on their heads, because those are kingdoms. The crowns are telling you that the heads on the dragons are kingdoms. So these are the satanic kingdoms. All of the kingdoms of these 4 kingdoms are satanic. Now this one, he represents, he has the 10 horns, which represent like the European kingdoms during the time of the papacy. So the beast itself is pagan Rome, but the horns represent the 10 divisions of the 10 toes right here, and the 10 horns, because the horns represent kingdoms. So you have, really you have Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome represented here, and all the kingdoms of Europe represented here. But Revelation tells you the same story, different beast, different story. Just like Daniel 7 is the same as Daniel 2, but this is different than the metals. So God will use different symbols to say the same thing, but when you put them together, they all come together.
And both books go till after the 1,000 years even.
They're the same book.
Daniel
and Revelation are one book.
Words, okay, but in other words, they all end at the end of the world. Or they predict up to the end.
Right.
17 and 12, Daniel 11, 40 to 45.
So now, when we're in Daniel 12.
Covers the whole history.
When we're in Daniel, go to Daniel 12. In verse 4.
Verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the word and the seal of the book, even to the time of and many shall run to and fro, and no knowledge shall be increased.
Okay, so we have to shut the book till the time of the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now read verse 8 and 9.
8 and 9. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end.
Okay,